Hi, welcome to my podcast, Talking Travel with Wendy. I travel the globe interviewing really cool people in small hospitality and tourism businesses. Join me each week as I discover and share something or someone new with you. You can find more at www.travelwithwendy.net. And remember, it's always an adventure when you travel with Wendy. Hey guys, so I'm back and it has been a crazy couple of weeks. We were in Italy and just getting ready to return, and our youngest went into labor early and we welcomed in our first grandchild. So it's been really crazy ever since then. And so I'm just back to doing the podcast and catching up. And I'm excited today to share with you my Foodie in Dublin podcast, which highlights a lot of the places that I've seen over the past year. And I visited Ireland not once, not twice, but 3 times in the past year. So it's a lot to share today. And I'm excited. This foodie loves to share great places and good eats around the world. So today's podcast, Foodie in Dublin, is dedicated to all the great finds I've discovered this year and over the years, from fish and chips to great burgers, Guinness stew. Here they are. First up, fish and chips is one of Candy's absolute favorite things to eat. So a couple of times this year, I said, hey, I'm going to Dublin to do some research. And while I was in Europe, and she joined me. So both times it was great. And we tested a lot of fish and chips places out, some that are traditional and very popular, and some that might not be as well known. So first up is the Old Storehouse, which is located in the Temple Bar area of Dublin. The location of Old Storehouse is in the heart of Temple Bar, but might make it tough to even recognize that there's a pub inside because of everyone stopping to take a look at the historical Temple Bar itself. However, you'd be missing out if you skip this restaurant, pub, and music venue. Once you get all your picture taking done, stop in here for some really good fish and chips. And on our first visit, Candy and I just Googled best fish and chips in the Temple Bar area, mostly because it was within walking distance of our stay. So Old Storehouse has live music as well as beer and cider on tap. It was really good, memorable, and some of the songs that the people were singing were like American tunes, and it kind of cracked us up that we were in the heart of Dublin listening to John Denver. Next is Darkey Kelly's. Darkey Kelly's is located on the outskirts of the Temple Bar area, not too far from Dublin Castle and St. Patrick's Cathedral. And the legend of Darkey Kelly's is actually quite creepy, but also a little empowering. Dorcas Kelly was the brothel owner and falsely accused of witchcraft. She was executed for murdering 5 men and hiding them in her brothel. And there's more information in my blog. You can check that out. The legend adds to the mystique, and it also creates a very cool vibe while you're visiting. Today, it is a super lively pub with live music nightly, and we were thrilled to get a front row seat both times we visited. I'll have more of that in the vlog. Here is a travel tip for Darkey Kelly's. Arrive early if you would like to have a seat. Reservations are not taken. It is a first come, first service basis. Their menu is traditional Irish pub food as well as beer and cider on tap, and you can find bangers and mash here, fish and chips of course, and beef and Guinness stew, as well as a very tasty Bailey's Irish cream cheesecake. The pub is open till 12:30 a.m. However, the kitchen was closed one time when we went around 9 p.m. and we did miss out on some great food. We later came back this spring and had a great meal. Next up is Leo Burdock's Fish and Chips. Since 1913, Leo Burdock's Fish and Chips has been a unique Dublin favorite. We had a blast being the first in line, and as soon as it opened, we got fresh, hot fish and food. We visited the Christchurch Street store and grabbed our to-go order and had a seat on the park bench. Just know that you might have a few flighty friends that are flying around that also will insist on a bite too. So be careful of the flying feathery friends. You can easily share one piece from Leo Burdock, and the chips are huge too, but I could see why this is a favorite for everyone. It definitely was fresh. It's a great grab-and-go place, and there are many locations around the city. I'll include the links in the description. Next up is the Gourmet Burger Kitchen, or GBK. This is a somewhat gourmet upscale burger joint that's a chain throughout the UK and Ireland. The one we visited was located on Ann Street, close to St. Stephen's Green, and this cool little hip neighborhood is dotted with shops, pubs, and restaurants. I imagine this area gets quite busy as well, and our little group enjoyed a really good burger, and even the vegan and vegetarian options were great too. The decor is casual and hip, but the menu is definitely surprising, from halloumi bites to chick chick boom boom, a chili fried chicken sandwich with garlic mayo, blue cheese, and jalapeno. This is the what I enjoyed. Our group really had a great time here. It was a pop-in after a week of the Irish countryside and food, and I love me some Irish food too, but it was great to get a good burger and fries as well. Next is the Bank on College Green. This was once a part of the banking system of Dublin, and so the interior of this restaurant and bar is really spectacular and exquisite. Outside is Scottish sandstone, and inside is just wow. Stained glass ceilings, mosaic tiled floors, and pillars of marble that definitely make you feel like you've stepped back into the Victorian era. We enjoyed a late lunch here and some drinks and had spectacular seats. We enjoyed seafood chowder and slow braised beef and Guinness pie. My throat felt a little scratchy during this time, so I tried some Irish penicillin, which was made with Irish whiskey, honey, ginger syrup, and crystallized ginger as well. It really hit the spot. Yum. You can make reservations for dinner, which I definitely would recommend. The food was great, as well as the service and cocktails, and it is quite a production for the bartender to prepare your craft drinks for the customers, so that's kind of a show to watch. The bar is centered in the middle of the grand room and is really just gorgeous with the brown wood and elegant features. Next really isn't a restaurant, but a whiskey tasting, and I thought I'd include this because I've had so many people say, you went all the way to Ireland and you didn't try whiskey. So I'm not a big, huge whiskey fan, but I do like an Irish coffee. So I thought I would include this because our group really had fun doing a whiskey tasting here. So I included it here. It's the new Whiskey Reserve that is a part of the Temple Bar area, and I believe it is part of the Temple Bar restaurant as well. We met the bartenders, Tom and Rob, and they gave us a bit of a tasting while we were visiting, and check the vlog out for that too, because I was able to do a little interview. They have whiskey from all over the place, not just Ireland, but Scotland and even Japan, and there are several rare collections as well. So this was really good if you're a whiskey or whiskey with a no E aficionado, then stopping in here would definitely be a highlight of your trip. You can schedule a private tasting, and for more information, they have a tasting room there. That's located on their website. The links are in the description. Because we were just at the beginning of our tour, I did just try an Irish coffee, and it was delicious. This was made with coffee, whiskey, brown sugar, and topped with whipped cream. You can see the pictures in the blog as well. Then the last place I'm going to mention is Butler's Chocolate. Also not a restaurant, but definitely a cafe that you will for sure want to try because Butler's Chocolate can be found all over Dublin. It is based in northern Dublin since 1932, and the stores are all over this town as well as in the airport and out west. So they are considered luxury chocolates. You can find them on Amazon too. I'll include the link just if you'd like to try them. We visited the Liffey Street location and enjoyed some scrumptious hot chocolate made with the chocolate from Butler's. And I grabbed a few bags to take home to America too. So with 18 locations and 16 in Dublin, I would say that Butler's is a hometown favorite. They also have coffee shops with baristas and serve sandwiches and baked goods, and you'll definitely be glad you stopped here, especially if you have a sweet tooth. So these are just a few places. There's definitely more information in the vlog and the blog. And if you have places that are your favorite in Dublin that I haven't mentioned on this trip, you know I'll be back. So be sure to let me know with commenting of where I need to go and not miss out. Thanks so much for joining me here today. Remember, it's always an adventure when you travel with Wendy. Till next time, ciao.